Hey guys, it's me CJ over here. Welcome back to another video. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about, is Vietnam a safe country for foreigners? So before I start talking about this topic, just to let you know, the name of my channel is called as Sujo in Vietnam. I've been living over here for over 7 years out here in Vietnam, and I was an English teacher before here in Vietnam for 4 years, and then I started my digital marketing online business. I'm also a full-time YouTuber, so if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. And if you and I know that there are a lot of people watching my videos, but they haven't yet subscribed to my channel yet. So it just takes less than 2 seconds. Hit the subscribe button, and that way you can support my work. So before I start yapping around, let me just have a bit of my coffee in the morning. Right, so okay. I did get an email from one of my subscribers, and they're from Europe. They're planning to come to Vietnam, and he actually, he's a subscriber of my channel. He likes my content. He asked me this question: that would you make a video about, is Vietnam a safe country for foreigners? What is my personal perspective? I'm going to be talking a bit about, a bit of the theft and all those kind of things. So let me just start off by saying is that, I hear a lot of people, I hear a lot of expats that keep on talking about, they keep on saying that Vietnam is a very safe country. Yes, to a certain extent, it is a very safe country. But I wouldn't say Vietnam is completely a safe country. If I compare Vietnam with Thailand or other countries like maybe Japan or South Korea, definitely in that terms, Vietnam is not a very safe country. If I compare it with those countries, okay. I'm also going to share a bit of my personal experience as to how my laptop got snatched, got robbed. This was like evening time, and if you're a foreigner over here, if you're an expat coming out here to Vietnam, especially if you're coming to Ho Chi Minh City, and I'm going to share a link of that application. It's a website, very informative, where you can actually check out the crime level rate in Ho Chi Minh City, or if you're in Hanoi or any other city here in Vietnam, you can do a comparison. So I'm going to do a bit of that over here while I make this video. So yeah, yes, relatively, Vietnam is a safe country. So I'm going to take Ho Chi Minh as an example over here, because since I've been living here in Ho Chi Minh, I stay here in the countryside now, but I was like staying in Ho Chi Minh for over 5 years. So I'll just give you my personal perspective. If you're an expat coming to Vietnam, if you're going to Ho Chi Minh City, if you're around the tourist locations, I think it's going to be all right for you, because especially District 1, if you're going to be staying, and also if you're going to be staying around in District 2, Thao Dien, which is an expat bubble city. I found Thao Dien District 2 to be very, very safe. But yes, on the other hand, if you are out here in Ho Chi Minh City, you will have to be careful of the scams. Okay, there are a lot of scams out here, especially in District 1, which is catered for tourists. There are always prying eyes, trying to target specific foreigners, especially if you're coming from European countries or Western countries, and if you are a Caucasian person, especially if you're a white for white, if you're a white expat, um, chances are they would be like, you would be encountered by a couple of these locals out here. Either they're trying to do some shoe shining for you. There's a video on YouTube where you can see the shoe shine scam, or like you have these shady Grab drivers, pretending to be Grab drivers, wearing those green jackets, and then they're like they're targeting some expats, foreigners, and like, hey you, do you want to go here? Or or especially evening times, if you're around, like the Bui Vien area in Ho Chi Minh City, which is like called as the party street. You would be encountered by some shady people over there, trying to pitch you something, or trying to offer you some girls, or trying to offer you some illicit stuffs. I mean, I don't want to get into details about that here in this video. But yeah, you always have to be very careful. I mean, if you are a loose end foreigner, I mean, if you're going to be very loose out here in Vietnam, you can fall into trouble. All right. So you just have to be a bit wary. Be careful of your money, your belongings. Yes, it is kind of common over here, I mean, regarding the phone snatching, right? I mean, if you're having an iPhone, or if you're having a smartphone, or, a good smartphone or something, just try to avoid taking it out in the public streets, right, where you have a lot of motorbikes going, because somebody can just zoom up and just snatch your phone. Somebody can zoom up and snatch your phone. And of course, I have seen firsthand out here in the countryside also, like chain snatching. I remember, I told this in one of my previous videos. I was driving my motorbike. I was going to another location over here in the countryside, and right in front of me there was this mother and her daughter. She was driving the motorbike. Her daughter was sitting in front of her, and then this other dude, like he came on a motorbike. He was wearing a hat, and he was trying to snatch her chain, and he didn't care about, he didn't care about the little kid sitting in front of the motorbike, and she was about to, she was trying to, and I was there behind. I just screamed out, and that guy saw me from behind, and he zoomed by. But you got to be very careful, especially here in Ho Chi Minh City, because statistics show that the crime rate in Ho Chi Minh City is relatively high compared to Hanoi. So I'm going to be justifying that with facts, and I'm going to keep a link of that down in the description below. You can use that website for whichever city you are in Vietnam, okay? You can check out a lot of different information. It will give you the statistics, all right? And it's updated quite frequently, okay? So this information which I'm going to be reading out is going to be from April 2024. So yeah, I mean, especially in District 1, it is definitely a tourist catered location in Ho Chi Minh City. You have the backpackers and everything. But yes, you do feel safe as a tourist, but you got to be careful about the scams. And of course, if you're venturing in other districts over here in Ho Chi Minh, especially if you go to Binh Thanh district or Tan Binh district, or other locations, just be careful, because you don't have a lot of concentration of foreigners, of expats in those locations. If I talk about Ho Chi Minh City, the major concentration of foreigners are in District 1, which is like consider it like a raccoon city, if you watch Resident Evil, right? So you have a lot of tourist concentration in District 1. And also, if you are going to be staying in Thao Dien district, okay, which is District 2, because a lot of English teachers stay over there. And of course, I personally stayed in District 2 for 1 month, and I found it to be extremely very safe. It's a very clean location. And also, Funyang district is also a very nice district. It's a very big upcoming district. A lot of Japanese restaurants and everything. So yes, always be careful when it comes to your phone. Don't flash your phone around. I never, if I'm using a grab bike and if I'm sitting behind, I will never take out my phone from my pocket because I know if I do, somebody can come and snatch it. And even if I'm going to the ATM over here to withdraw cash, I just take out the money. I keep the money in my wallet. I flip my wallet like 3 times. I want to see if the card is kept there because I don't want to flash around the money and people can just snatch money. It's quite common. It's happened to foreigners, of course. We are foreigners, but I do have some Vietnamese friends. I have learned that it's kind of many Vietnamese people have gone through this process of being like chain snatched or money being stolen, or I've even heard of some wallet. I mean, somebody taking out something from the wall, from the man bag or whatever, from the foreigner. So you got to be very careful, because you don't want random people coming up trying to strike a conversation with you, or screaming at you. But on the other hand, some dude out there, he's trying to take out something from your man bag. He's trying to take out your wallet or something. So be very careful and don't check your Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok out in the public, out on the roads, right? And especially if you are in District 1, or if you are just chilling around, make sure if you're going to have a coffee on the roads, I mean, like where you see a lot of motorbikes, or even Buivian Street, or if you're drinking a beer, don't keep your phone on the table just like that, because you never know, somebody can come on a motorbike, just snatch it and take it away. Okay, so it's happened before, so be very careful. If you have your belongings, be careful of the scam. Always mind your business, and don't be that kind of loose foreigner where I'm just so free over here. This is the safest country for me. It's not like in certain countries where you can keep your smartphone and you can go out somewhere and come back after an hour and still see your phone over there, or your wallet. That may happen in Japan and all those places, but don't try that out here in Vietnam because I have my personal experience. And now coming down to my and of course, I don't want to talk about, I'm not talking about the crime, the kind of crime things going around with the local Vietnamese, because I'm a foreigner, so I'm going to stick with that narrative. So I'm going to be talking about my personal experience. I remember I had a Dell laptop. I just finished teaching. This was my 3rd year here in Vietnam, and I was in Thanh Binh district, I believe. So I was just in the evening time. I was waiting for the Grab to come. I did a very stupid thing. I kept my bag. I didn't keep it on my back, but I just kept the bag on the floor next to my leg. And the next thing I knew is that I heard a kind of a motorbike zoom. And there was this tall Vietnamese guy. He was skinny and he wore a mask and everything. So he just snatched my bag and, he just like did a wheelie. He zoomed by and I lost it. I went to the cops over here. I went to the police over here. Of course, that time with my girlfriend. And it didn't, there was nothing much the cops could do, because they just said, okay, if we find something, we'll let you know. And also talking about, hold on a minute, guys, okay, hold on. Boom. Okay. So also the thing is, I've been hearing about, certain foreigners getting into trouble in District 1, especially in Japantown, or, so of course, it would be nice to see, of course, Vietnam does have tourist police over here, but it's just that it would be nice to have a bit more concentration of police, around those locations, because you don't never know that you go to a nightclub and or you go to a karaoke bar and you get scammed out there. They'll charge you like $300 $400 extra on your bill, or then they start beating up the foreigner, and things become very ugly. So like in Thailand, you do have a lot of tourist police. You also have uh, you also had some certain expat tourist police in Thailand, especially in certain locations where like they can communicate with the foreigner in English. So I think, yeah, it would be nice to see a bit more security being provided for foreigners, especially in those kind of locations. So yeah, that was my story, and yeah, so be careful of your belongings, be careful of the scams. Don't be very free out here. You gotta, and don't flash your phone or your money and everything like that. So now I'm just gonna be giving a comparison, like the crime comparison between Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. And I was kind of surprised. I checked it this morning. So, and I'm going to make a separate video about this as well. So if I see the level of crime in general, it's moderate out here in Ho Chi Minh City, which is like 53.10%, compared to in Hanoi, which is like 30.70%. So Hanoi is very safe. Um, and if I talk about worries being mugged or robbed, in Ho Chi Minh City, it's kind of moderate. It's like 58.89%, whereas in Hanoi, it is 37.12%. So it's relatively very low. Um, and if I talk about, um, yeah, so yeah, Hanoi is definitely, if I talk about which city in Vietnam is safer, if I compare it with like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, Hanoi is relatively a very safe city. So, and of course over here you have also like safety walking along during daylight. I mean, it's safe over here in Ho Chi Minh City, which is 65.06%. Whereas in Hanoi, it's 80.75%, which is good. It's in the green. It's on the green level. But if I look at safety walking alone during nighttime in Ho Chi Minh City, so it's around 39.31%, which is low, and in Hanoi, it's 56.90%, which is relatively safe, right? So I'm going to keep that website link down in the description below, so you can check it out. You can play a lot. You can do the certain filters. Whichever city you are right now here in Vietnam, or if you're planning to go to certain specific cities in Vietnam, I highly recommend you check out this website. Check out the crime statistics. That will give you a very good idea as to, like I mean, as to like should you is it very safe? I mean, how many days you want to stay, how many days you want to stay in that city, and then move on to another city in Vietnam, and so it'll give you a better idea. Okay, so let me know your experience, right? Have you been mugged? Have you been robbed over here? Have you been scammed over here in Vietnam? Just comment down in the let me know down in the comment section below. I want to hear from you as well. So coming back to the to my giving you my final verdict, is Vietnam a safe country for foreigners? My personal opinion would be not no, not really. Okay. Um, it is a safe country compared to other countries. Like if I compared with my country from India, I am from India, so yes, but it is not. The difference is not very high. Okay, so yes, so that's my personal opinion. If you like watching this video, make sure to like my video. And if you found this video to be informational, you can always buy me a coffee. The link is down in the description below. And if you're traveling around in Southeast Asia and you want to start a successful online business, you can check out my income stream website. The link is down in the description below. So with that being said, this was me, Sujoy. Peace out and stay safe.